Hi, I'm Bob Carlton with ESM Prep College MatchPoint. I wanted to share with you a sense of our predictions for college admissions in the coming year and one absolute certainty. College admissions has changed dramatically, not just from when parents applied to college, but even from 5 years ago. From AI readers to flagship selectivity, the rules of 2026 will be new. We help families navigate this shift with clarity, not fear. But every year at the beginning of the year, we have parents come to us and say, could you give us a sense of what's ahead? So I want to share with you 8 predictions. And like I said, one certainty. Prediction number one, test optional means no score, no edge. In an era of great inflation, strong scores are again a key differentiator for selective majors, for selective colleges, and for merit aid. As an example, Boston College admits test score submitters at 28% versus 7% for students who don't submit. As a family, here's your move. Treat testing as strategic. For 10th graders, make sure that by the end of the year, you have a testing plan. For juniors, lock in and start on that testing plan, typically in summer of June before junior year. Prediction number two, applying early is the new on time. Whether or not it's early action or early decision, it's no longer a niche tactic. It's a practical requirement at many schools. Waiting for regular decision at a highly selective schools means that you're fighting in the most competitive applicant pool. As an example, last year, many of the top colleges filled over 60% of their class from early applications. What does this mean? 11th graders need to have a timeline entering summer before senior year that targets October for their admission submissions, and that by August, you need to figure out if you're going to go early decision. Prediction number three, public Ivies will rival many Ivies. Now, public flagships, UCLA, UT, UVA, Georgia, thinking of them as your sort of safety backup, that era is gone. Admissions to these top publics is now about proving how you're significantly different from the other applicants, particularly if you're out of state. As an example, UCLA, UT Austin, UVA, Georgia, Michigan, those schools can be less than 10% admit rate for out of state applicants. What's your move as a student or a parent? 10th and 11th grade need to be about aligning course selection and activities to prove that you're ready for that competitive school and at many institutions for that competitive major, particularly if you're focusing on a major like engineering, business, nursing, architecture. Prediction number four. Southern universities are the new first choice school for families across the country, whether or not it's Boston, New York, DC, LA, Northern California. You get a sense that students across the country have assumed that Southern schools were their backup, and now they're flooding those schools with applications. Why? Because the schools have a unique combination of a traditional college experience, academic rigor, and in many cases, an ROI, a sense of a booming local economy. These schools are no longer backups. As an example, University of Georgia's early action applications jumped over 30% just in the last 3 years. What's your move? Consider adding Southern flagships like Georgia Tech, Clemson, Auburn, SMU to your list and compare the value and the outcomes of those schools. Prediction number five, AI will likely read your application first. College admissions are overwhelmed and they're having difficulty holding on to talent who reads applications. So they're looking to AI as sort of a triage, as a way to flag messy applications, unclear applications, and students who might be a lower priority as a read because they don't fit the school's college readiness academic standards. As an example, in a survey last year, over 80% of admissions offices said they expect to use AI tools. And at schools like Virginia Tech, they're transparent in that use. What's your move as a family? Coherence is crucial. You need to ensure your transcripts, your essays, and applications tell a unified story so that you can pass the AI filter. Prediction number 6, AI stacking is dead. The idea that a student needs to do everything to generate hundreds of service hours. Well, first off, it creates burnout, but most importantly, it creates a student who's not ready even for the application process, let alone for the transition to college. Ultimately, in college admissions, it translates to bland cookie cutter applications. Colleges have said they want depth and they want quantity of experience and initiative, not just pure hours. The National Association of College Admissions Counselors, in a recent survey, admissions readers said that they ranked sustained engagement and academic rigor far ahead of volume. So, as a student, think about the idea that you're not just checking boxes, but instead focus on one or two areas of general interest and translate it to initiative and impact. Prediction number 5, politics. Social environment is a quiet deal breaker for college lists. Students are filtering colleges and even regions based on policies and social climate before they even look at the school. As an example, in a survey this year, 1 in 3 high school seniors indicated that they had removed a college from their college list due to the political and social climate of that area. We encourage families to have conversations around values and how that informs a student's college list. And then prediction number 8, college admissions internationally is splitting into 2 tiers. The name brand schools out of the US, the Cambridge, the Oxfords, those schools are seeing demand expand quickly from the US, while on the other hand, changes in immigration policies have really cut off incoming students into the US. This year alone, we saw many competitive schools go to their wait list more deeply and earlier than they ever had. So we encourage families to really consider what their international strategy is. If you look outside of the US, really dig into what the policies and opportunities are. And if you're in the US, consider whether or not a school internationally might meet your needs. And then one certainty that we have that goes along with these 8 predictions. Students' well-being and health is the most important priority. In a recent survey, 2/3 of students indicated that college admissions was the most stressful part of their high school experience. So, as a parent, prioritize things like sleep, activities that give your students energy and excitement to really make sure that this is an opportunity of not surviving high school and the journey to college, but being ready to thrive in the college you select. We hope these predictions have given you some sense of what's ahead. There are so many great opportunities in this new year.